I'm Richard E. Morrey. I'm the Chief Technical Officer for Accela Incorporated. Part of our specific objectives that we were shooting for in our outsourcing was ideally to get a ratio of 4-to-1 headcount. In other words, for every one headcount that we'd previously had, of ideally having a 4-to-1 ratio. And I feel that we've basically accomplished that. And the other important thing that we had as a performance metric is ideally to have a 1-to-1 technical competency rate. And that's a big thing to ask for. At the same time, you're getting the ratio of 4-to-1. And we feel, by and large, based on our metrics that we're seeing in terms of our performance, our bug testing and so forth, that I'm pretty confident in saying we've gotten to about a 1-to-1 technical competency ratio. As a result, we've actually reduced our cost, and yet at the same time improved our profitability off of that by about the same margin, or better. As you can imagine, with the relatively rapid acquisition of these 5 competing product lines, that's a huge challenge for any new entity to do, especially in the period of 2 short years. We dramatically needed to reduce our development and support costs. In this case with Achivo, we wanted to keep the support and development going for the 5 main products. In addition, our flagship product, the Accela Automation product, while it was the first of its kind in the web-based market, we did, however, need to strategically add the ability to have portal-based solutions. So that, on top of all the other things, required us to really carefully look at what our options were, and outsourcing was one that really seemed to make sense to us. Another aspect to consider in our outsourcing is each of our legacy applications are very complex. We have to have extremely powerful, tailorable, configurable software to handle all of the different types of situations that we encounter in local government. Part of, I have to admit, was my skepticism is how easy would anybody be able to take that on as an outsourcing challenge. And I have a lot of flesh in that, because one of those legacy products is probably the most complex of them, as the Kiva product line, which I was the principal architect behind, and I knew that it was extremely complex. At the time that we started looking at outsourcing, I felt like there was only probably 1 or 2 people that knew all of the capabilities of the software, and then here we are looking at turning that over to an outsourcing agency. And I've been pleased to see over the course of the years that we've gotten the transparency that I didn't honestly think that we were going to get in terms of supporting those products. So for us to be able to outsource that software has been a miracle of sorts, that the teams have been able to pick that up and learn it. It's not without challenge. Obviously, it doesn't matter, again, if it's someone down the hall or across town. It's going to be the same thing, but we have found that they've been very willing to learn and aggressive in terms of understanding it and understanding the underlying architecture. As you look at outsourcing, in my opinion, it's very important to feel comfortable. Do your due diligence with the company, as we've done with Achivo, to make sure that we have the auditing processes in place, the software development practices, the employee contracts and relationships that give us that confidence. And we have a high degree of confidence. And as you can imagine, we're having them work on our very mission-critical applications. A tremendous accomplishment in this experience of outsourcing has been the realization of our product and economic goals. I mentioned about being able to accomplish a 4-to-1 staffing ratio with a 1-to-1 technical competency level. And as you can imagine, that has created an awesome power source for us that gives us an edge among our competitors. And that is being able to have those resources that they don't have to deploy in ways that they can't deploy as quickly and as fluid as we can do with our relationship with Accela. So again, we've been able to achieve phenomenal growth rates that I never would have imagined we could do. And Accela has been a key part of that accomplishment of those goals.